Hey everyone, gonna do a bit of an unboxing today. I'm trying out this head mount thing that I got off of Amazon, so I'll let you know how I like that too. So far it's very uncomfortable, but hopefully it makes for better videos. So let's get to cutting this box open, huh? Show y'all what it is when I get this top piece cut open. Right now I got my hand over the camera, so y'all aren't gonna see anything. That one. Oh yeah. You know what? We will do it this way. Let me go ahead and close that back up. You all ready? That is certainly a nice box. Yeah. Still getting used to this head mount thing. Alright, let's try to get this out of here. I can figure out how. You know what? Let's dump it upside down. Come on. There we go. Now we can grab it and pull. I love big boxes. Oh! Okay. Go ahead and flip this around here. So guys, I'm still getting used to this camera mount. I'm sorry if it's a little lopsided or if I'm missing some things. I've got it hanging down in front of my face to try to keep it on target the best I can. But yeah, so that's the new truck. It is an Arrma Kraton 6S. Now they call it a monster truck, but to me it looks more like a truggy with bigger tires. So full disclosure, I've never owned an Arrma before. The only one I ever drove belonged to a friend, and it was the biggest piece of junk I'd ever seen. Within 10 minutes of me driving it on a brushed truck, the spur gear stripped. Now, this was many years ago, and I think that hopefully Arrma has upped their game since then. I really hope they have, because this is not a cheap truck, and it's not something that I would like to be disappointed in. So I'm not going to go easy on it in this initial unboxing, and I am going to criticize every little detail I see, because that's what I do with all of my trucks, and I want it to be fair. Alright? To let y'all know. Take that off. Can't see what I'm doing, the phone's in my face. And we're just gonna slide this bad boy on out of here. Oh, more parts, nice. These right here off. There we go. I already hear a metal spur gear. That's nice. This thing feels like it's covered in some type of oil. That's weird. It's like got a slickness to it. Put the parts down in there. We'll get back to this here in just a second. We'll get back to that in just a second. So this is a 6S capable truck, and I'm going to tell y'all right off the bat right now, I'm not running 6S in it. I'm going to start off on 4S. For one, it's cheaper, and for two, I've never even driven something on 4S before. Oh yeah, that's definitely a metal spur. So let's break into this thing and see what's under the hood here. Alright, so we're going to try this a different way here. I have this entire unboxing and review on camera already, but I'm using a head mount setup, and it is no good for close-up shots and keeping things in frame. When you're out driving around, it'll be fine, but just for getting up close, it's no good. So I'm going to do this review all over again on this truck, alright? I even missed some things in the last one, so it's best off that I do it anyways. I'm sitting here on my bedroom floor, and this is the truck. I actually have a Genesys 4S charging over there. So we're going to go ahead and pull this body off again. I really like the way they set up these pin retainers here. It's a really nice setup. I really like it. I don't know how long they'll last before the plastic or the rubber eventually snaps, but for now I really like it. One thing I missed is just how much detail is in this body. Guys, this is a really cool, I think it's kind of a Ford Raptor-ish looking front end. And even this emblem here, guys, tell me if I'm the only one, but this thing looks a lot like the RTR emblem that Von Gittin has on his drift cars and that Ford uses in some of their higher end models. It's a really cool emblem, and I hope they keep it because I'm a big Ford fan and I do love that emblem there. It's really nice. The front grille setup, the chin spoiler, this lip that they got molded in here, it's just a really nice body. And you can see they've got the tape in it so that as it bangs against your chassis, your paint doesn't get worn off. It's even here on the top where your support brace here is, which I really like. It's around your holes for your body mounts as well, so that's not a problem. Another thing I do like about these body mounts, you see how they're oblonged? They got an oval shape to them. I know my thumbnail is bad. I'm sorry, guys. I need to cut it. These have been elongated so that as your chassis flexes back here, it doesn't bend and crack and mess up your body. So it's a really nice design. It's not new technology. It's been in the hobby for a very long time. A lot of people do it, but back in the day, your bodies did not come with that feature already on it. You had to do it yourself. I like the venting they got back here. And I don't know exactly how these bodies are built, guys. For all I know, this might be how they come out of the mold with all the holes in them already. But if somebody has to go in on this body and do this cutout here, they did an absolutely excellent job on it. There's two little spots down on the bottom where it looks like there's one on each side, so it's probably meant to be that way. But the little cutouts here, just a lot of detail. I absolutely love it. I love the bed sticker down there. And the design on this bed, I don't know what they were going for with this, but it reminds me of a circuit board out of a computer or something. And I really like the way that looks. And then they implemented their emblem in the middle of it. Of course, it's real. You know, it's almost ghosted. You can't see it unless you're looking for it, you know, because everything just kind of matches. So I really love that design on that bed there. It's really cool. All of the stickers. One of their models I seen a video on where the stickers were coming off the body, just straight out of the box, because it's painted on the outside. So there's some issues with that. But these stickers look like they're nice and firmly on. And oh, check that out. See, I even missed that. It's got like the roll cage in it. Is it on the side? Oh, yeah. Check that out. That's cool. What is that? That almost looks military in design. I really like that, too. ARC. Arma RC, I guess? That's cool. Is that 49? Yeah. Nice. That's cool. Got a bunch of little 6S Power stickers on it. All of your brands. Horizon Hobby, Spectrum, the D-Boots tires that it comes with. Should be a nice little transition. I think I've shown you everything on the body. Look at that. I love the just kind of the off-cantered design on there. It breaks it up. It gives you things to look at. Nothing's the same, right? It's really easy on the eyes. I really like that. So going into your tires, these tires kind of have the same feel to them that most RTR tires have for any truck, guys. I'm not joking. Like, most tires out of the box suck on most RTR trucks. I haven't driven this thing, so I can't give you an opinion on these. I've heard that people really like them. For an RTR tire, they're really good from what I've heard. But they've got that kind of PVC plastic feel to them. They're soft because of the foams that are in them, but the actual treads feel really almost hard. So not like rock hard. They've got some give to them, but I think they're kind of a stiff tread, kind of a long wear tread. They're kind of hard compound, which is good for a bash truck. You know, when you're dealing with bashing trucks, you're not dealing with high-end precision. You know, you're not on a racetrack. It's not win at all cost. It's just have fun, right? So that's fine for a hard compound tires. For a hard compound tire, they're fine on a bashing rig. These wheels, I do believe, are 17mm hex, and I'd have to grab my toolkit and take one off to show you. But I also do believe that these wheels do have a steel insert on them, I think. So, or in them. So, I'll take this tool bag here and grab our wheel wrench. This will be a nice little segue to go into tools and things. There are some stickers that are included. What are these? I have no idea what those are. Oh, those are shock pistons. Oh, cool. All right, those are for your shocks. You've got pistons inside your shocks here. The more holes that are in them, the more oil it lets through. It changes your dampening rate. So these are different shock pistons. That's nice. I'm glad it includes those. Those are cool. Dadgum, does it include 2 sticker sheets, or is that some kind of warning? Oh, it's a warning for, looks like batteries and stuff. All right. Let's get this wheel wrench here out. Always cut away from you. You know, like what I just did. I also really like this wheel wrench tool, guys. Even some of the 5th scales out there you buy, they give you this crappy thin wall pipe that just bends and strips. This thing is like a solid chunk. It's got some weight to it. I mean, that's a nice tool. I like that. That's really nice. We're going to take this rear tire here off and show you the inside hexes. Actually, we're going to take one off the front too, because there's something in there I got to show you. Come on. You guys think you got the nuts tight enough from the factory, guys? Good Lord. Alright, another thing to check, are these wheel nuts serrated from the factory? Yes, they are. Serrated from the factory. That's nice. Guys, I'm sorry about my fingernails. I was out digging in some dirt a while ago. Get this wheel off of here. Sorry about that noise. There we go. Alright, so I don't see any steel inserts inside the wheel hexes. That does not mean that it's not embedded deep into the plastic somewhere, but I do not see it. They are aluminum hexes, which I do like. Does this have the same interior setup as the Rovin I've got, with the set screw that holds your pin in place? It doesn't look like it. Okay, no big deal. The wheel will hold it in place. So, all plastic hubs. Look at the back of that, where the bolt holes are. I wonder what that's for. Interesting. Alright, so I want to show y'all something with the front here. Let me get this wheel back on. Give me just a second. Oh, that was an ordeal. I finally got the wheel nut off. So here's something I would like to see Arma change. I know that they sell these trucks in 2 different body colors. Everything else on this truck is red, no matter what body color you get. These nuts, make them red, guys. Because this black, if you lose this in the middle of your short grass or in your driveway, this is very hard to see when it's black. I would love to see these changed to red. Or even silver. Something, actually no, not silver. Even silver can be hard to see sometimes. Change them to red if you can, guys. If anybody sees this, let's get this wheel off of here. I'm going to show you something that I really like. So first of all, we got a pillow ball setup. I really enjoyed this type of setup. It's got a nice adjustability to it, and it's fairly tough. And one thing I've never seen on one of these trucks, this is a plastic hub with a bolt-on aluminum arm. I really, really love that design, guys. If you take a massive hit, you can break this plastic hub. But on softer hits, there's not a chance of breaking your arm here. So I've had trucks where these arms here break on a relatively soft hit, and it's not enough to cause any damage to the rest of the truck. It's a failure point. When they have these out of plastic, it's a failure point that shouldn't exist. The failure point should be the hub, or where the hub connects, or the A-arms. Honestly, even aluminum hubs are good. So I like this bolt-on design with this aluminum arm here. It's no longer a failure point. I really like that. It's a really nice design. So getting further and closer into the center of the chassis, let's how's the plastic? Nice and flexible. I mean, it's not like stupid flexible. It's not RPM flexible, although RPM does sell. You see the flex to it. RPM does sell top and bottom arms, front and rear for this truck. That's why I bought blue, because their arms are blue. They don't sell red ones or white ones. One thing I would like to point out to you guys, these diff outdrives, these outdrive cups, I don't like them. I really don't. They are not even as thick as my fingers. And on 6S, it's the same way in the rear. On 6S, I don't know how well that's going to hold up. So these, I really don't like much. I got an issue with those outdrives. I don't like it. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Check those, keep an eye on them. I like this. It's got a, I don't really know what it is. It looks like either an insert to kind of take the pressure off the A-arms, or maybe it's just, oh, it's the, whoa, that's cool. It looks like it's part of the actual ball set in there. If you look at how it is. Okay. I like that. That's cool. It adds a little bit of color, breaks up the monotony to it. It's nice. I like that. I don't know why the top one doesn't have it. Looks like the top one just has a shim. Okay. So this is your shim for your caster, camber, and toe. The camber angle, I think. The way the top of the tires lean in. That's what this is. It's a shim to adjust that. So I'm sure you can find different thickness shims. That's cool. And that's what this is too. It's just a big thick washer that they put down there to set it. So I like that. And speaking of camber and toe and things like that, guys, this truck has a lot of it. You can't tell because there's not two front tires on. We'll go ahead and put this on and drive down that nut. Give me just a minute. This truck has a lot of toe out from the factory, and I mean a lot, guys. I don't think I've ever seen this much toe out on a truck from the factory. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Come on, get on there. Nope, nope. Oh, there we go. There we go. So guys, this thing has a lot, and I mean a lot of toe out from the factory. You can tell it's, let me get the shadow out of the way, it is a very extreme toe out on this thing. So I may adjust that, but it is good for certain things. And it's just a bash truck, it's not a race truck. So it'll be fine. It's good for, I do believe it's good for straight line stability to have toe out. And then it's good for straight toe line stability to have toe in on the rear. But there is a limit, and this looks like it's a little bit past that limit, guys. I'm not going to lie. So getting further into the center of the chassis, comes from the factory with sway bars. I do like that. This little plastic bumper has got actually 4 screws. You got 2 on bottom, and you got 2 in the center there. And it looks like it also maybe kind of clips in here. I don't know what the bottom back side of it looks like, but I like the little grub screws here to adjust the play in your sway bar. So for those of you, if you have a sway bar, see how it slides back and forth? It's real loose, it's real nice, and I mean it doesn't have any play to it, but it's real nice in there. That's what these little pinion or these little grub screws do. If you tighten them down too much, you'll bind this sway bar, so keep an eye on those. You don't want them to back out because you'll get a lot of loose and slop in this sway bar. But you want them just tight enough to where they touch, and then back them off just a hair to keep your sway bar nice and moving, right? So I like this. Got these little plastic guards here to keep dirt and junk out of your chassis. Although, with the body on, let's see. You still got a gap in there, so you're still going to get junk in your chassis. Okay, no big deal. These things get dirty all the time. I like the protectors on top of your shocks here. It's got kind of a holder on it just to keep it from doing things. I don't know if y'all can hear that. You probably can. The truck also, just to show you, comes with a metal spur, so that's nice. Nice and loud. This thing's going to sound like a monster driving around. Aluminum hinge pin holders. Most trucks come with those. They are held in by the bumper, so if this bumper ever has a problem, keep an eye on that if you're going to drive it around without it. Personally, I wouldn't. Just buy the part to fix it. But yeah, so one thing I have noticed, this steering servo on this truck, guys, it feels very, and I mean very easy to move. It's like, even my Traxxas Slash 4x4, guys, and it's still got the stock servo in it from when I bought it. Even that servo feels stiffer than this thing. So I don't know what they've done. Maybe it's just that their geometry is really good and there's no binding or anything anywhere. But it's very, like, you can literally do it with one finger. So that servo is a little bit weird. But on the box it does say that it is a full Metal Gear servo. It does come with an aluminum arm from the factory, which is very nice. Aluminum threaded body shocks. I do like that. Every bit of adjustment you could ever need is built right in from the factory. Really nice. Your links here. These, I don't know what I'm thinking about these. They feel a little, they don't feel, but they look a little thin. It seems like under a heavy impact they might bend or have issues, but I don't know. This truck, honestly, for an 8 scale, it really doesn't weigh all that much. And these trucks have a reputation for being some of the toughest animals you can buy. That's why I got it, right? But, yeah, I am liking it. I'm liking it so far. Oh, there's one more thing. So the center diff. Some people have problems with the center diff. They say that the fluid in it is way too thin. We're going to hold these out drives here to the best of our ability, because I'm holding a camera at the moment. Alright, okay, well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to hold one with our foot and one with our hand. It kind of tries to lock up the back tires a little. Okay. It's still a very thin feeling diff fluid. If I set the camera down and held these with both hands and moved it forwards and backwards, it's still very thin feeling. But again, I can't make a judgment on that just by that feel. You don't know until you start to drive it. But apparently when you're doing wheelies with this thing, it likes to pick up the front end and balloon the front tires and not transmit a lot of power to the rear. It's supposedly a pretty stable system though. So I think I already pointed this out, but I like the captured shocks on the top there. I really like that. It's got it front and rear. Let's move around to the rear here. Rear hubs, I think I already showed you, but they are full plastic or polymer, whatever you want to call it. It's got sway bar in the rear just like it does in the front. It's kind of a similar bumper setup back here, but it looks like it just clips in on top of the rear plate and then bolts in there. But that bumper is really more for looks because it's not often that you're going to take a hit on that. I like the wing mount on it. It's plastic. I have seen some people break these plastic wing mounts, but that's okay. I would much rather break that plastic wing mount than have an aluminum one that transfers all that force into your shock towers. Which, talking about shock towers, these, you can get upgrades, but if you see this, just these marks here, this is where this starts out as an aluminum plate and then they stamp it on a machine. They cut it out by stamping it with many tons of force, and that's that chowder mark you see. That's the sharp edge that they use cutting through it. That's what those markings are. So this is not billet, this is not CNC'd in my opinion. This is stamped out of a big sheet of aluminum, and then it's just anodized. So you can buy upgrades for those. Believe it or not, that Rovin up there uses the same thing for the chassis and most of its aluminum parts from the factory. It's just stamped aluminum. So there is some give to it, there is some flex, but if you're going to be doing some crazy stuff with this, these are probably going to bend. The front and rear ones are this stamped aluminum design, which is okay. Again, for everyday bashing, they'll probably hold up no problem. I didn't look at this, but is there adjustments for the suspension on here? It'd be easier to see it from the back if there is. Yeah, okay. You can move them in a little bit, and I'm assuming it's going to be the same on the front. I can't tell. That shock tower might get in the way of it. Yeah, you've got a, looks like, is that an outer hole? Yeah, you've got an outer hole up there that you can move it to. And it looks like there's also an inner one further in, but it would make the head of the shock bolt to get really hard to get to. Okay, cool. Going more in, there are camber adjustments and things of that nature. I don't know really anything about that, but Are they like that on the front too? Oh, they're not, because the front is A-arms. Okay, cool. That metal spur, guys, I gotta tell you, I really like that. That truck is gonna sound amazing driving around on 6S or 4S or whatever. It sound absolutely amazing. This, I like this little design, so it kind of contours with your body. I've watched a lot of videos on these trucks. I've never seen anybody break this tower brace. One thing I do see people break are these plastic chassis braces. These things right here, they break if you really torture this truck, but they do sell them in aluminum. I'll have to look up which side it is and leave it in the description. Let's see our drive shafts. There's not a lot of play. There's a lot of forward and backwards play, but you want that, because as this chassis flexes, and trust me, it will flex, you want some give right there, because as this flexes up, this diff cup comes forwards. It's just the way it happens when the chassis flexes. And if this has no play in it, you're going to be driving this rod directly into either your center diff cup or your rear diff cup every time you hit a jump. And over time, it can bend this rod. It could cause problems in your bearings. There's a lot of problems it can cause. Sorry about that. Had to delete some video. I was running out of space. Sway bars, the links on them, it is plastic end links, so keep an eye on those. All of your electronics are supposed to be, waterproof. Now, I never trust waterproof. I go by water resistant, because, I mean, you submerge stuff enough. There's bearings in this motor here. There's bearings in your drive line. There's bearings everywhere. After a while, they're going to rust. Nothing is waterproof. Alright, guys? No matter what they say, no matter how many times they tell you, nothing is waterproof. It's water resistant. If you're driving through a puddle and you splash water on this, it'll be just fine. But I wouldn't advise trying to skim it across a lake or submerge it. It's not a submarine, guys. Springs feel nice and stiff. I like the thickness of them. They do not look like they're progressive by any means. So what progressive means is you'll have a section top and bottom that's a lot tighter spaced. These are just, it's a bash truck, right? Progressive stuff is good for handling, it's good for racing, but this thing is just take it out and drive the hell out of it, you know. So the front drive shaft, it's also got that play in it, really nice, room for it to, you know, be clear when the chassis flexes, because it will, it always will. Your linkage up here that spans from this rod to the rod on the other side, that's aluminum. I really, really like that. Looks like, I don't know if I've pointed this out, but it does have an aluminum servo arm. And there's some type of top plate up here that's also aluminum. I don't know if this is part of your servo saver assembly or if it's just strengthening for the plastic up here with your diff. But I like that as well. There's some aluminum on this truck in places that you don't see it in other trucks. I don't know if I've pointed this out. Your body sits on this so that when you flip it, it doesn't, you know, crease and crack your body. It's supported, so that's nice. I've watched a lot of videos on this battery setup here. I really like it. The fact that it's just a simple Velcro strap, right? Nice and simple. Suspension, we're holding it maybe 1.5 feet. No bottoming out. We'll try to bottom it out real quick. That's probably close to 2 foot, 2.5 feet. Still didn't bottom out, so that's good. Any higher and it would chassis slap. I like that. It's cool. I don't know if I said it, but RPM does sell A-arms, top and bottom, front and rear. And they sell them in blue to match the body. Sadly, they don't sell them in clear or red, which sucks. Truck out of the box does come with a jumper cable, so you can run dual batteries. You can run dual 3S for 6S total or dual 2S for 4S total. Or you can run a single 6S or a single 4S. I'm running a single 4S. So, yeah. Now, I know everybody wants to see this thing on 6S, but I've never driven a vehicle on 6S before. I've never even driven on 4S. So, kind of cut me some slack on that. I've got to get used to it. These are captured. That is not a bolt. How does that work? Oh, look at that. Guys, that is genius. This could actually be pushed in a little, it looks like, too. But that's genius. You have a set screw here. So you just loosen up this screw and then you can pull this pin out. That is absolutely genius. I've never seen that. I like that. because messing with these pins, guys, is the biggest pain in the butt on any truck. But that is absolutely genius, and I think these are supposed to hang out so you can get your fingernails behind them to pull on it. They look like they're tapered on the back, unless they're just, ow, fingernail, ouch. Oh, there's some play in it. Guys, I bet that this has a spot milled out in it where that fits down into, and then keeps it from just being a pressure fit. Instead, it's actually retained. If that's the case, and I don't know, and I'm not going to take it apart to find out, that is an absolutely genius design. Is it on the back too? Yep, it's the same in the rear. Guys, I really love that pin design that's held in with a set screw. I love that. That is awesome. That is so cool. This is one of those trucks where when you're coming from another brand, you, especially if it's a brand with an older truck like my Slash, which is damn near 10 years old, this is one of those trucks where you gotta look for all of the design features on it. So I'm sorry if I'm missing anything. I like the cutouts on this. They cut it out to clear your steering arm and stuff, and it's like that on both sides, so it's symmetrical. I mean, they didn't have to cut that out, but they did, just for symmetry. Which for somebody who's OCD like me, you know, makes a big difference. This chassis back here, this was my only complaint, and I seen this out of the box. I seen it before I even bought the truck. This chassis, the way it tapers down, it just looks like it's a weak spot. And the fact that there's nothing back here, it's just a big valley, just a big no man's land, right? So that looks like it might have some issues. But again, I don't know. I'm not an expert on these. This is the first Arrma I've ever owned. The first Arrma I ever drove, a friend owned, and it was the biggest piece of junk I'd ever seen in my life. But that was many, many, many years ago, guys. That was, like, it doesn't even count. It was so long ago. This truck already looks so much better than that truck that I drove all those years ago. Guys, I hope I haven't missed anything on this truck, but there is so much to look at, so much to... These hubs, I just realized, are interchangeable. You can take off that aluminum arm, put it on this side, swap this hub over to this side. So if you're out with your friends, and you've broken one of your hubs, or something's gone wrong, and all you got left is a right one, your friend breaks a left one, I mean, it doesn't matter, you know. Put that right one on his truck, or if they've got parts, it's interchangeable side to side because the way that that aluminum arm setup is, guys. That's awesome. It's nice. Yeah, nice suspension. I really like it. It's nice and soft. And that spur gear. Oh my God. Guys, on 6S, I don't think these electronics are going to even know that this truck is here. For as big as this truck is, like, it really doesn't weigh much at all. The Traxxas Revo is what you would compare something like this to in terms of size, scale, and the type of truck it is. I mean, even the body, you know, this low profile body with big tires and things like that. I mean, this thing, I think, is a direct competitor for the Traxxas Revo, you know. So comparing them to each other would probably be a nice step, but I don't have a Revo to compare it to. But yeah, guys, this truck, it feels really, really light in the rear. The front is where most of the weight is. And honestly, guys, I don't think this electronic system, even on 4S, I really don't think it's going to know that this truck is here. I think this thing is just going boogie. It's just, it ain't going to care, man. We'll know when I get this lipo charged. Hopefully, I still have some daylight. It's really late in the day right now, but I'll try to get y'all some running videos. Guys, again, I hope I haven't missed anything on this truck. If I have, mention it down in the comments for other people. Guys, I don't want any brand loyalty, right? I don't want this truck's better than that truck. You buy this one because that one's trash, blah, blah, blah. If there are genuine problems with a vehicle, let people know. But don't be, you know, don't be mean to each other in my comments section. I don't have many subscribers, and as it stands right now, I will block you. Don't, you know, this hobby is for people who want to hang out, have fun, make friends, and just have some fun with one another and drive these things around, guys. We don't need drama. We don't need, you know, hostilities between one another. It doesn't matter what brand you drive. Doesn't matter, you know, what type of batteries you run. It doesn't matter your electronic setup. Nothing matters. It's just about having fun, guys. So please be nice to each other in my comment section. Another thing I wanted to point out that I did miss is this this motor setup here. It's 2 screws, I think, 2 or 3, and then the whole can slides out, and it's very simple to work on. Really nice. Anyways, again, if I've missed anything, then let people know down in the comments. But be nice to one another, guys, because I mean, hostilities, negativity, people being mean to each other, it's gonna kill this hobby. Also, hobby shop owners who have no idea what the hell they're talking about. But yeah, guys, even comes with an optional high-speed pinion gear. Nice. Guys, y'all be nice to each other. No arguments. Just help one another out. There's a lot of people out there who need it nowadays. Thank you guys for watching. Y'all have a wonderful day.